Right. For April 2021, and I'm back with our weekly update for our Gambakwe housing projects. And I hope that today I'll be able to give more comprehensive information because a lot has happened during the time when, in fact, this past week, a lot has happened. And as you know, it's been almost a week since we started this project. I am very, very pleased to say our numbers are growing. So yesterday I reported that we were at 27 members. But today I am happy to report that we have 39 new members, paid up members. So we're now at 39 paid up members in a week. And our target is 100 members. So we're doing very, very well. And as you can see today, this is a members only broadcast. So it's not for everyone. I tried as much as possible to make sure that not everyone can be in this broadcast. So as I said, the first thing that I want to report is that we now have 39 new members. About 12 new people joined in the past 2 days. So this is very, very exciting. But let's go to other reports. And I want to start with an overview. What is it that people have been saying over the past week? And the most important feedback we have received is firstly to do with the percentage that YouTube is charging us. So YouTube is charging us 30% to do this. And many people feel that, why are we paying so much money to YouTube? And I did explain that the reason why we're doing this is because legally we have to do it this way. But obviously I'm starting to think about it. If we're going to collect 1.5 million, it means YouTube is going to take from us a percentage, which is quite high. So I will also be brainstorming with the rest of the guys to see what we're going to do. How do we reduce the costs of the whole project fee? How do you reduce that cost? Is there another way of doing it which is legal, which will not get us into trouble? The second question that I received this week was what happens after the 12 months? So all this, we've compiled a bulletin which is going to be sent out during the week. We're also going to be creating a login on our website where you can go in and you'll be able to do a lot. You'll be able to see a lot of things happening there on the project in a secret kind of place. So somewhere where you cannot be in public. So that is going to happen. It's already under development. So the question was, what happens after the 12 months? And we agreed that when we reach 100 members, there is going to be a general meeting. And then during that general meeting, there is going to be an election of the management committee of the members. We also have to clarify the roles. What is the role of Gambakwe? What is the role of the members? What percentages are going to be given to different people? So these are things that we need to be brainstorming, and we're going to be dealing with them. Then I see Andrew here. He's saying, I've been waiting the whole weekend, but you did not respond to my WhatsApp question. Okay, Andrew, so type your question here and I'm going to respond to it, because as you are aware, the issue that I have is that I'm just one person and I've got other things to do, so I could miss your question. However, we have employed a WhatsApp administrator. So there is a full-time WhatsApp administrator and that number is available to everyone who is in the WhatsApp group. So please put your question here. This session on Sundays is for us to iron out all the other issues which I could not address in the WhatsApp group. So we've answered the first question, 30% is too high. We've answered the question of what happens after the 12 months. And now let's go to other questions. So I've said the members are now at 39. And now let's go to the other questions that we asked. I want to quickly go through all these questions. Do you have a detailed project proposal so we can share and understand the vision better? And as I said, within the next 3 weeks, we're going to develop this project vision. We're going to create a proposal draft document, which will be discussed in our private WhatsApp groups. And then what happens after the 12 months? I've already answered that. We are going to discuss this in detail, also in our private WhatsApp groups and in calls. So when you do call me, and also in the proposal document, this is where we're going to have the details. Remember, the 12 months is very important. It's for us to figure out everything. Because if we go on without a strategy, we're going to make mistakes. But at the speed we're going to reach 100 within 4 weeks. So things have to change. The timelines that we're setting here will have to change. And then let's go to roadmap. So everyone wants to know about the roadmap. Tell us about the roadmap of our project. This question is coming up over and over. So after 3 weeks, we have a draft document. Then, is it equal shares for all investors? Is everyone going to get, since we're 100, is everyone going to get 1 share? And the answer that I'm going to give you here is that that is not possible, because we are not collecting money to build. We are setting up a collective investment group where we're going to explore opportunities. So there are other people that need to come from outside, investors, corporate bodies, who need to put in their monies. And we, as the group, will have to share that bigger cake with other people. So this is something that will need to be decided by the committee. There's going to be a committee of members that will decide this. So don't expect all the answers from me. Some of the answers will have to come from the committee that is going to be elected by the members. Right, capitalization mechanisms, land procurement, meetings, and board information. Capitalization, we've already given you the 3 models. Land procurement, same over the 3 models. I think we've discussed this. And then meetings and board formation. After we reach 100, we're going to have a virtual meeting where we're going to, first of all, know each other, give each other a few weeks, and then we elect our board. And as you can see, we're now on 40 members. After this meeting, after this very video, more people are going to be joining. And by next week, I'll probably be reporting a higher number of people that have joined. So let's wait for the 100 people to get to 100 people, and then we'll decide on the day when the board meeting will be held. But at the rate at which we're going, I'm foreseeing that within the next 3 months, we're going to be able to have our virtual meeting. And during that virtual meeting, we'll decide on when people are going to be elected, because we cannot just randomly elect people. There has to be some vetting of some sort. So this is something that has to be done. And also, what mechanisms do we put in place so that we don't end up electing the wrong people? And that is very, very important. We talked about the values of this project, and it's important for us to preserve our funds so that we don't end up in problems. We also need to manage risk. How do you manage risk in the project? What happens if there is a hostile takeover? That has happened before. We need to prevent such from happening. Right, let me go to other questions. Why did you say you want to talk to ZANU-PF officials? Are we not going to buy land from city councils? Right, we are going to be talking to people in government. And as you saw yesterday, I was here in Johannesburg with some people from ZANU-PF. There's no person I don't talk to. I talk to ZANU-PF people, I talk to MDC people, I talk to everyone. But right now, the government has got ZANU-PF in it. So if there is need, if I go to Harare and I need to meet the president of Zimbabwe, he's ZANU-PF, I'm not going to not meet him because he's ZANU-PF. Or if the Minister of Lands is from ZANU-PF, I'm going to meet the Minister of Lands because he's from ZANU-PF. If the guy giving a license is from ZANU-PF, we have to meet him. We have to move away from politics. Politics will never give you food on your table. And that is very, very important. Right, let's go to joining fee for 12 months. How much? I think you need to watch the videos, the previous videos. And I want to just take a pause here. I want to look at a comment here. Philip Chimoa, you said, Gambakwe, I'm in Botswana. Please count me in. Unfortunately, you cannot join from Botswana. Botswana is, for some reason, not allowed to be on this platform. So we have to make a plan for people in Botswana. For some reason, they're not, the guys who try to join from Botswana were not allowed to do so. Then I want to look at, Andrew, I'm still waiting for your response. You said you asked me a question and I didn't get an answer. Lind, you said, is this only for Zimbabweans? Yes, it's only for Zimbabweans. There are guys from the United States who said they wanted to be part of this. Unfortunately, we don't have the capacity to manage other countries. This is supposed to be only for Zimbabweans for now. Then I want to look at Love More. You've been busy, but you're interested. Bridget, hello. Kudakwashe. I don't know how we got here. So let us get only serious people here because I'm quite busy right now. So let's go to the next questions. What progressive groups or individuals do we aim to engage? Those who have managed similar projects successfully, as I believe we're not going to reinvent. Right, so far I've talked to 3 groups, one in the United States. They've managed to raise 500,000 US dollars. But after they raised the money, they say that nothing has happened. They've not been able to move themselves from the group in the United States to doing something in Zimbabwe. So that's one group. I've talked to another group, which is here in Johannesburg. They've managed to raise 300,000 rands. They are 16. And if they agree, they've talked to the board now. If they agree, they're going to come here and tell us their experience. I explained last week that they already approached the late Minister of Lands, Terence Shiri, before he passed away. They approached him for a piece of land, and I want to tell you what happened with that process. So that is one group that is here in Johannesburg. There is another group from Chipinge. Those guys are just a Facebook group. They're 2,000. But nothing has happened there. They have not done anything. They wrote to council last week, the Chipinge Town Council, and I saw the email. They did not get a response from Chipinge Town Council. Their plan is to build houses, and each member is going to be contributing 30,000 rands, but they've not started collecting any money. So those are the 3 groups that I have talked to so far. Their models are completely different. And I do not think we should change from where we are, which is an investment group made up of Zimbabweans. That's different from building a house. A house has got no commercial value. If you come together and you have money and you build a community and own everything in the community, it's different from building a house where you live. If you build a community and you own the filling station in that community, you own the church, you own the shopping mall, you own the school, you own the university. You're talking a different thing altogether. So that is a mixed use development with the commercial value owned by the owners, by the board, or the people who invested. That's different. So I think this approach in this model, very, very different from what other people are doing. But it also requires a very creative and long-term approach. Building a house is easy. Building the kind of thing that we're trying to do, and at this time we're trying to do it. So you're thinking now in 2021, something that you want to start in 2031. That's a completely different type of thinking, which is something that will need us to all agree on how to approach this, because it's totally different. It's not the same. Right, let me go to number 6, very interesting question. When is the membership application cut off? So we have fairness in financial and technical contributions. Right, this is a difficult question because remember we said 12 months. We gave people 12 months to join. So another person is still thinking. And now we have 40 people. Very soon we have 100. What if we have 99 people and the other guy is still thinking? Should we close him out? Should we keep him in? What if we close out the guy with the best ideas? So I think let's give everyone a chance, but let's keep track. The moment we get 100, 6 months is a key point. If we reach 6 months and we haven't reached 100 members, then we should close with whatever number we have. That is my belief. If we have 70 members after the 6 months, we should close. So I think we should have the number and the time. So the time is 6 months, the number is 100. If more people are coming after 3 months, what do we do? Do we close them out? Do we keep them in? Very important questions. These are the kind of things that we need to be discussing. Number 7, I hope we'll eventually set up an office in Zimbabwe, but do we continue to operate virtual before then? I think this is the question for the general meeting. There's nothing stopping us now from having a little office in Harare. Honestly, there's 100 of us. What can stop us from taking out $500 US and opening a little office in Harare so that things start happening on the ground? I think this is a good idea, and I second this. Remember, this is why we're raising a project fee. There's nothing wrong with using the project fee to run an office in Harare. I agree with this idea, and remind me next week, the person who come up with this idea. Let's do this. I think this is important because once we have someone on the ground, I also have more time when other people are doing things over there. And we need to go on the ground. You can't do this if you're not on the ground. Right, what we will do to set the highest standards of accountability. Okay, how do we set up highest level of accountability? I think then this goes to the issue of a board. So to those who understand governance, the people who run the day-to-day, a different set of people. The people who do the governance, a different set of people. And there is going to be reporting. So don't expect money not to be used, but you must expect every single cent to be accounted for. So there must be no question about how much money came in, how much money went out. And there must be a committee. So we can't all 100 be overseeing things, but once we have our AGM or our general meeting or special general meeting, then people should be able to account. Remember, I, as Gambakwe, I'm managing the project, but the owners are the people who are contributing. So let's keep that in mind. That is why you'll see that Gambakwe will not be in any board. I have the platform. The reason why people are joining is because they know Gambakwe, but I am not the owner. So remember that the people who are going to be elected, they have got a very important part to play. Because if we do something with transparency, if I become a millionaire, the money that we contributed, if I steal $100,000, it will be less beneficial than if I wait and we all make $1 million. And if we all fight over the 100,000, we're going to lose out at the end of the day. That is why things don't move in Africa, because of the short-term approach, because of lack of transparency. If we have transparency here, with this little that we're raising, it can multiply by 1,000 times, because good governance is the foundation of success. So let us keep that, and let's keep reminding each other. When you see me not being transparent, you must remind me. When I see you being not transparent, I must remind you. Because once we run this properly, there is nothing we cannot do. $100 can turn into $1 million if it's well managed. And if all the right decisions are made. So many intelligent people here. We've got CEOs, we've got people here who have done things that you cannot believe in this group. So let us do this, and let us do it in a clear and transparent manner. And I am committing myself on my part. Because remember, I have the face on this project. I have to protect my image. And on your own part, you also have to make sure that we all succeed so that we make it. So this is very, very important. And it's something that we need to do all together. Right, I think that was a good question. What do we do to set the highest standards of accountability? So that meeting is very, very important. It's essential that we have our meeting as soon as possible. We'll get our 100 people as soon as possible. Number 9, I got this question a lot. What is the implication of exiting the group due to death or change of circumstances? So I want to make this very, very clear. Where we are now, we are on the project fee raising stage. So you have to make a careful decision before you join. It's like when you join insurance. If you pay for 6 months and you decide to come out, what happens? It's finished. If you finish your 12 months, you get your cash back. But if you don't, you don't get your cash back. This investment, it's just like that. You come in, and I've had a lot of complaints. There is even one guy who pulled out, and because his wife joined, and he didn't know. And when he came home, they were arguing about why did he join. So before you join, tell your wife or tell your husband. Think about it very, very carefully. There's no rush. We are not advertising this anywhere else. So there's no shortage of people that want to be here in this group. It's just a matter of time. So don't rush. If you miss this one, there will be another one. So the answer that I would like to give you is, in terms of pulling out, do not do it. Do not join in the first place. First of all, wait. Make up your mind after you think about it, because this is a long-term project. The 12 months is the project fee. After that, there's a lot of work, which has got nothing to do with money. And do not expect that after 12 months, we'll be sending you money or checks. This is a long-term project. But after 12 months, you're not going to be contributing any money. However, don't also expect that we're going to have 2 people coming in and other people going out. We don't have the capacity to manage that. So before you join or before you go any further, if you realize that you don't like to do this project that has got all these long-term things, it's important for you to pull out at this stage. Also, don't join without understanding what you're doing. So that is important. Then I want to go to the issue of death. What happens if you die? We are going to allow a husband and a wife to come in the WhatsApp group. There's nothing wrong with that. So that at least, so we can have up to 200 people in a WhatsApp group. It's fine. Then, obviously, if you die, I don't think you die all of you at once. But I don't know if that happens, or if you don't have a wife or a husband, you can nominate someone. We're going to make an allowance for that. So starting in a few weeks' time, because this is happening too fast, we're going to allow people to nominate their beneficiary on the project. And also, we're going to go into how can we put a life insurance type of thing on this membership. This is something that we've already discussed with some of the people who've been calling me. And as I said, in December, if I manage to get the visas, I'll be in Australia and in the UK. We need to see how we can make use of the large number of Zimbabweans in those countries to establish some sort of business. Some sort of business. We were talking about funeral policies. How many people in the UK don't have funeral policies that we have to contribute for because they don't have papers? Here in South Africa, how many people don't have a funeral policy because they don't have papers? They can't go to the bank. What can we do from a business perspective to harness those people that can pay 100 Rand a month or 10 pounds a month? Can we do something to make sure that they're covered and also make a bit of a profit from there? So this is something that I'm looking at. And also, how do we, as the 100, insure ourselves? And how does the group come in? If a claim is to happen, how does the group benefit? And how does the members benefit? Can we pay something for each member as a type of a life policy, while the scheme also becomes a partial beneficiary and the family becomes a beneficiary? These are things that we've been talking about with people who've been calling. And I think you can see where this is going. There's quite a number of permutations there and also potential that could happen there. Right, let's go to number 10. How many people per household are allowed to join, e.g. husband and wife or children? I think we have answered this, husband and wife, and you can nominate your beneficiary. I've got someone here who have joined for their cousin who is still in Zimbabwe. It's allowed, but we just need to manage it. We need a system for managing it so that you can also see who you have nominated. If everyone exits the group who benefits, it's not going to happen. Not everyone here is going to exit this group. I can assure you that. Then suggestions. Right, let's go to suggestions. I suggest that there's a mission statement and objectives so that we don't divert into something else, because main side tracks will emerge, but with the mission statement and our objectives, we can stand focused. I do agree, and we need good governance. So our committee is going to be key. So out of a number of 100, we need a committee of between 5 and 8 so that we don't all become noisy. So that group of 5 and 8 is going to represent the members. And I'm not going to be one of them. So that is the group that is going to be representing the members. And then from my side, I'll also be administering these things, but not as a member representative. So the members, remember, we need to separate the members from Gambakwe. And as members, you guys need to work to make sure that this thing is clearly and openly managed. You know, in Zimbabwe, so many things happen. How many churches do you know that have been built or that are being built for the past 20 years? It's because of poor governance. A very strong character is in charge of everything, and everyone loses. We don't want this to be the case. We are in the diaspora. We need to show people in Zimbabwe what good governance means. If we do this well, this is going to be an example for many, many of our fellow Zimbabweans on how to run a project. Right, we should have been told that the joining fee is non-refundable before we joined. I propose the joining fee should be refundable less 30%. we should have been given 12 months to decide whether we're in the agreement with the project proposal. Right, I want to answer this question again. I've answered this question. If you're not sure about this project, you need to pull out now on month 1. I want to make this very, very clear. Where we are going, it's a long way. It's a 10-year project. I explained this. Things are not going to change in Zimbabwe today. So, if you're not happy or if you're not clear, pull out at this particular moment, because we need people that don't see $100 as a lot of money. So I explained this. This is not for a low-income earner. This is for someone who goes to the movies and they pay $100, or someone who goes to the car wash or gets a haircut for 200 rands. When I go to the haircut, I pay 250 rands. That's $20. When I go to McDonald's, I buy a burger for 100 rands. I do not worry about those kind of things. So if this kind of money is the 100 for 12 months is a lot of money, I would like to suggest that the guys must pull out, because I don't want us to have a discussion over the money. It's going to be managed by the board. So I'm receiving a call. I just need to cancel here. So the matter of pulling out, I would like to discourage it. What I would like to discourage even more is joining. Do not join if you do not understand. So that must be very clear. If you do not understand what is happening, do not join. Right. Then in terms of, we should have been given 12 months to decide whether we're in agreement in the project or not. There is no we. You need to make a decision in your house. How am I going to proceed on my plan to go back to Zimbabwe when the time comes? Don't wait for pardon or some other guy over there to decide how you're going to go back. If you've got your own plan, follow that plan. Do not follow ahead of people that are just doing their thing and follow them without understanding. Very important. So, as I said, this is month 1. If you already joined and you're not sure, then make sure you do not join or you pull out immediately. Right, suggestion is that at some point when the group is done, we create a portfolio to know each other what to do for business purposes. I've got 2 answers for this. The first answer is that there are people who do not want to be known. There are people who don't want to participate. There are people who want to keep their privacy. So you're not going to see those people. Then there are people who want to participate. So what we're going to do is we're going to create on Gambakwe.com a login, and we're going to create a community. So in that community, it will be like Facebook. You'll be able to see each other. You'll be able to talk to each other. You'll be able to post the same way you post on Facebook. Those who want, they'll be on that platform. You'll also be able to friend people. You'll be able to have private conversation. You'll be able to post things that can be seen by everyone. So that is currently in progress. Right, and then I think we have reached the final question, and then let's go to the values which we discussed here, which was honesty, transparency, inclusiveness, and non-partisan. We're not supposed to be involved in any political activities on this platform, this group. If you see someone now talking politics, you need to stop them. We need to make sure that there's no political activities. It's a community. When we finally have our community, we're going to make sure that there is no person that is not allowed, and there's no person who is banned because of their politics, or except for the people that I'm going to be blocking here. that are already talking politics. So from now onwards, I'm going to be very, very serious about banning people who talk politics during this program. So we have blocked, obviously, non-members on YouTube. And going forward, we're going to stop broadcasting this on Facebook totally, because we can't control who comments from Facebook. So from next week, this won't go on Facebook Live. It will go to Facebook after. And we're going to be blocking as many people as possible. We want to be serious now, because people have paid their money. And I do not want to take that for granted. Right, so I think I've covered everything: membership, financial, governance, the WhatsApp group, the community. In terms of financial, we had 27 members in the first month. Now we're at almost 40, which means we're almost halfway there. So if everything goes well in this month, which we're going in, which is April, we'll be able to pass 100,000 rands. When we get to 1 million rands, we're now talking. This is where we want us to go, where we're talking millions, and then everything will be fantastic. We're going to do very, very well, because we are all people in the diaspora. We are all serious people here. And I think once we establish that we're serious people, we're doing a serious thing, then you're going to see how nicely everything comes along. Now, let me address the questions that I didn't address. Tana, you're interested, please go to, in fact, WhatsApp me on this number, and I'll send you the link. So remember that number. This is the number that we're using. So keep that number. We have a group admin. I'm also going to be sharing the number, but not here, because the WhatsApp group is a private group. So once you're a member, you can get the WhatsApp admin's number. Let's go to Herbert. You're interested? Same thing. WhatsApp me on that number. Billy, you're interested? WhatsApp me on that number. Right, Philip. So, is there any plans to accommodate people in Botswana? Yes, I am going to help you guys. I'm just across here in Johannesburg. It's a 3-hour drive to Gaborone. I'm going to make sure that Botswana is the first place that we deal with, and we've got a plan for it, because I don't know why Botswana is not allowed to join. Same here, Godwin, Botswana. Chawanda, thank you. Godwin, thanks. And then Terry, Ndinonzi Terry, I'm gonna block you right now because you're not a serious person. And then my sister here is saying, don't discourage others. Okay, I won't discourage others, but unfortunately, let me explain. Not everyone has 1,500. So we can't have everyone. We have to deal with a certain group at a certain time, then we move to others. So that's exactly how it's going to be until we can sort out the groundwork. So as we agreed here, we're going to have an office soon in Harare. That will determine a lot. There is a lot of opportunity if we're organized, but we can't have everyone at the beginning. Gambakwe, how do I join and how much is joining fee? Please call me. We have a short chat tomorrow. Lynn, I need to join. What must I do? WhatsApp me on this number, and I'll talk to you tomorrow quickly, just quickly, because I do not have a lot of time to talk. All right, Alan, when do we start monthly contributions? That's very important. It's automatic on your card. So the money is going to come out on your card. I will try to find out when YouTube takes money, but I do not know how it works from the YouTube side. So we'll find out. Please just Google it. Melusi, you want to join? Please WhatsApp me on the number that I've given. Wilson, I am blocking you. And then let's go to the number. That is the number, guys, that you need to use. And then Lynn, you're saying I must split the numbers. I can't, not on this software. And then Crispin, you say, how do you join? As I said, go back to that number on the screen. WhatsApp me tomorrow. Don't WhatsApp me today. I also need to eat and I need to sleep. So I see guys, they try to call me, like one guy tried to call me at 2 a.m. My phone will be off. And I feel sad when I wake up and I see like 10 guys try to call me. So this is the reason why we need an office in Harare. And we do have the capacity to do that. And I'm happy that that suggestion came up today in the WhatsApp group. Right. I think I've covered everything. And if there is no other question, then we'll deal with this again. I don't think during this week there's need for me to come. I think the best I can do is Saturday next week, same time, or Sunday next week, depending on the demand. Then I come back and give another update. So I suggest that I do this on Saturday night and we talk about it. Mpo went to Limpopo. She did go, but our network was very bad. So we're unable to record. So tomorrow I'll try to record with Mpo. She's got a farm in Limpopo. The one thing I want to end with, which is very important, is let's not try to make this something that it is not. So don't come here and expect that you're going to have a house tomorrow or next year or the year after. This is a long-term project that is going to give you a house and a business. And it's going to be managed by professionals. Here, there are a lot of professionals here. And you have to participate. And don't expect Gambakwe to do everything for you. I am just the face of this project. And I'm going to defend my reputation here very, very hard. I'm not going to allow my reputation to be tarnished. As you can see, I started Gambakwe Media, this platform, in 2013. Now we're in 2021. And where we are going, it's brighter than where we're coming from. So we need to keep it that way. However, I've got a responsibility as someone with a platform to make use of it, to try to bring change to our country from the business perspectives. I've got access to a lot of people. And I've got access to make things happen that many people cannot do. For example, if most of us here say, let's pay money, 1,500 a month for 12 months, no one is going to pay for most of us. But because of the platform that we've been afforded, we can have people coming to do this payment. There are people that I'm going to be approaching in the near future, in business, in politics, that can make things happen very, very fast and very, very far. And that platform is going to allow us, but I will need the support of everyone here. And also we need to do things above board. So if we constantly talk, if we constantly come out and we build a reputation for our project, we're going to do very, very well. And I hope that it's clear and understandable to everyone. We have suffered for so long, and we are people who are so intelligent, but we have nothing. So I hope that this will build a foundation, not just for me, for other people. I was talking to someone a few weeks back and say, look at all the people who are here in Johannesburg, CEOs, directors, people with doctorates who have been to many, many countries, but they still have nothing in Zimbabwe. And our people are dying in these countries. Every week, we bury a person. Here near my house, I'm near the N1, the road to Zimbabwe. When I'm driving, I see a combi with a trailer of a body driving home. They leave on Fridays or on Saturdays. And I look at the person, they've got nothing. They're just going with that little trailer to Zimbabwe. And what do we have to show for it? All these years that were here. I came here in 2006. And the situation for our people is getting worse. It's not getting better. Not because our country does not have anything, but because we lack that ability to think in a strategic way, to do things together. Imagine, guys, just the 100 of us here, within 12 months, we can raise 1 million. Imagine if we started back in 2006 when I came here. And I want to recap with a story that I have always told people. A few years back, in 2010, I went to Germany. And as I was leaving the airport, I went to the lounge. And everyone there was a white person, and I was the only black person. After a while, a black lady came in. And then she came straight for me. And she sat next to me, started to talk to me. So we talked for about 30 minutes. Then I asked her, where are you from? And she said she's from Zimbabwe. And then the next thing she did was surprising to me. She gave me a CV. She said, I'm looking for work. I've been here in Germany for the past 5 years, but it's not happening. But that was not the shocking thing. The shocking thing was that when I opened the CV, she was 59 years old. So I just wanted to just figure that out. At 59 years old, she was trying to move from Germany to South Africa. Imagine how many people of our people have been moving New Zealand, Australia, Canada. Okay, it's better in UK, you go to UK, move from there, you go somewhere else. We can do this, we can fix this situation, not politically, but in a business way. If we can gather and do these projects, if I can do these projects under Gambakwe, another person must do it under another name, and we all come together and work with this, and also try to work with our government to see how we can make the situation better, because there's nothing we can do without our government. It has to include the government somewhere. And we always complain, but there is a possibility once we have these funds and we're together and we're organized. So I don't want to talk a lot, and I want to end it here immediately so that people can sleep. Today is Easter Sunday here in South Africa, and tomorrow is Easter Monday. So it's going to be a holiday. Thank you very, very much for listening to what I had to say, and also for the support over the past week. Let's make this happen next week. And obviously, things are not going to immediately be clear. But I bet you after about 3 or 4 months with more clarity, and when I travel to some of these countries, I haven't seen anyone from Namibia. I haven't seen anyone from, okay, I've seen lots from Botswana. I haven't seen anyone from the other smaller countries. I've seen a lot of people from New Zealand and Australia and UK, the United States. But we need more. We need more people, more groups of people to do this so that we can get it to work. Okay, last question. Why can't you do Zoom record and put a password for members only? I've done that already. It's only that we didn't do Facebook today. We didn't block Facebook. We're going to block Facebook very, very soon. In fact, next week, there will be no Facebook here. So you won't see any comments from someone who's not a member, because this is not a joke and this is not a rally. It's I've been to many, many rallies, and most time people just talk. Nothing happens. What I like here is that people have put money on the table. That's a very serious step. Okay. So I think if there's nothing else, let me end this discussion, and then we'll talk again on the WhatsApp groups. And if Mpo manages to come during the week, we'll talk to her. And then if you have any other pressing questions, you can contact me on WhatsApp. Please try to schedule your call before calling me, because I get so many calls. Thank you very much for watching. And it was really an interesting week. And I wish I could share everything that I've had a chance to talk to people about, but there's just not enough time. So good night, and we'll talk again next week on Saturday when I give another update.